I'm live and I don't have my. I don't even have my. Is my audio even on? Yes, it is. Okay, there we go. We are live here. Oh my god, it's fucking dark. What happened to the sun? This is very, very last minute. Should I have scheduled one? I think I should have. But I wanted to test out the YouTube live stream. Let me turn on this fucking light. Let me turn on a motherfucking light. It's gonna look terrible. Oh! 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 Let's lower that. Let's switch that. Okay. Let's see here. I don't know who's gonna come on. No one really ever comes on these because that's just how it is. So yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna try. Oh, here we go. Yeah, my bed is a fucking mess. Should I close it and then wait, or fix my bed a bit? My bed's always gonna be a mess. I'll fix it right now after the live stream. No, I should wait. No, I don't know. Anyways, here we are. I'm like, it was a very weird Saturday today. A very weird Saturday. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Hello, Michelle Cracker. Or is it Cracker? I believe it's Cracker. My hair looks wild. I just had it in a beanie right now, but it's way too hot for there to be a beanie. So yeah, all right, we're gonna see who comes on. We're gonna see what we're gonna talk about. It's a catch-all today. We're gonna see who's here. We're gonna see what's up. We're gonna see what's happening. I feel like I should adjust my mic so it's out of the way. There we go. Here we are. Hello, my room looks wild. Room's wild. Anyways. And that's with me, you know, making making what? What am I saying? What am I saying? That's me not really fuck. I lost my train of thought. As always. There's no we're just running off of vibes right now. Running off of vibes and doing what we want to do right now. Any questions that people have? Not readings. No readings. We're not doing readings. I don't have my banners right now. I'm not streaming from StreamYard, so I'm using what's it called? Fucking the YouTube. Just the regular YouTube live stream format. So we shall see, you know, how this goes. I wanted to see if there was an option for how to apparently like invite people, but I think that's only on mobile. So I think like YouTube's trying like a YouTube live feature that like TikTok tries. So I'd have to probably do it on my phone. And obviously now my phone is now going out. The battery's like weird. It's the battery on my phone is weird now. So anyways, don't mind the shirt. Well, it is my favorite shirt, but it's, you know, another it's a we'll call it a conversation starter. Will I be monetized by the end of this? I don't think so. Well, maybe, probably. We'll see. Just no cursing at the end of it. But moving on. How has everybody been? We got, as always, the lurkers watching. I love a good lurker. They love to watch. And I don't really announce these like this, but I'm like, I'm bored. I have nothing better to do. I'm like, I had a rum and coke earlier. Hold the coke. No, I'm just kidding. And what else? It's gonna be a very unfocused live because I'm like, I was discussing my Natalia, tarot godmother. She returned to YouTube. We'll just say YouTube. Well, she's always been on YouTube. What am I saying? She's always been posting on it. She returned to TarotTube, I should say. And she, you know, and we were discussing, and she was like, I believe you should rebrand. I sense a rebrand coming. And I'm like, girl, be calm. I'm like, maybe we'll see. And it's like discussing, I discussed my, the plans for the tarot live stream. No, not live stream. I didn't want it to be live, but I might just end up doing it like this, how I did my Marielle video series way back in the day. I believe I privated those videos, but if I didn't, well, here we are. But anyways, so yeah, so I'm like, I liked how easy that was, how stream of consciousness that was. Is that the right term? Stream of consciousness. You know, moving through the just getting all my notes, compiling all of them on the Marielle, and then just like regurgitating them and breaking down the symbols on each on the card of the Marielle tarot. And I really quite enjoyed that, but I felt like I could have done a little bit more. I feel like I could have done more. And you know what I wanted to do was something a little more like refined and edited, but I feel like I'm like maybe I shouldn't, and I'm like, I don't know. Hey, Peekaboo Rose, hello, we're back. Well, kind of, I don't know. How have you been? I'm like, oh wait, have you yeah, you did upload a video, but I haven't seen it just yet. I'm like, uh yeah. I'm like, what else? My bed is a mess. Look at that. Should I fix it? Should that just be the live stream me cleaning my room? I'm like, I'll Mary Kondo it. I already like cleaned through it and threw out a bunch of stuff that I didn't need already because I reorganized my room, and I got bookshelves. As you can see, that bookshelf, it was like that bookshelf right there was two shorter bookshelves that I just stacked on top of each other. I did like connect them with screws and straps, so they're secured for the most part. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure the weight of all the books will keep it pretty secure as well. um and then I got a new bookshelf, which is much bigger that way. I'm like, I may just use that as a good filming background because I love those backgrounds of bookshelves uh in the background of people's videos. I was like, it's a good background. It makes you look like you read a lot. A lot of the books, I guess I did read most of parts of the books there. But I've finished most of them. Okay, trust me. But it would be a nice little background. But I do like sitting down. I do like the sitting down, and so if I were to film something back there, I'd have to be standing. That was very ableist of me, I feel. How terrible. I have to stand to do something. I'm like, anyways, yeah, let's see. What is this? I'm like, let me look at what is this? Oh, what is this? Answer Q. Oh, how interesting. Okay, that's interesting. I'm like, it's like engage with your audience, and it's like, start a Q&A, start a poll. I'm like, I don't got the numbers for a poll right now, but a Q&A, maybe a Q&A. Let's try the Q&A. What should I ask? I don't know. I also prefer sitting when filming face forward videos. There you go. You see, Peekaboo Rose knows what's up. I think it's like, for the most part, I'm like, I like, it makes sense for me to sit down at least, because it's like I'm live streaming for like an hour at least or more. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah. Uh and yeah, it's just more convenient. But I mean, also, I feel like I have enough stamina to stand. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But I think it's most likely going to be me sitting like this, and my desk looks like a mess. What is this? What did I write on here? Yeah, I know what I wrote on here. Oh, right, a little VR. Should I do a little impromptu VR to Natalia? The one of the videos that she uploaded right now, the esoteric decks. Yeah, what is it? Let me see. Let me find it. Let me find it. I don't know if you guys if this is affecting anything. Let's see. Where are we? Here we go. Where are you? Let me see here. Ooh, sorry for the yawn. It's been like I said, it's been a weird day for me. We'll call it that. Is she not? Why is she not popping up? Anyways, let me see. Oh. Let me see. Here we go. She did a video on. Oh, yes. Here we go. I'm gonna turn off audio here. My esoteric tarot decks is the title. I'm like, I want to do this, and essentially, it's not the esoteric decks like the Thoth or Tarot of the Holy Light, though they kind of do count. It's essentially she's bringing it back to that core meaning of esoteric, which is only a select few will understand or get the deck. And there's quite a few here. I don't know if I'm like, well, it'll be a lot of me rummaging through it, but I mean, like, I got the time. What more do I have? You'll see me rolling back there and then rolling forward here. So, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, it was a fun live. It was a lot of what her current collection is. I was like, should I do that? And I'm like, nah. I'm like, no, I have too many decks. I have way more decks than she does, and I should really get rid of a lot of them. I feel maybe, but I don't know which ones. That's the hardest part. There's so many I need. I don't really need them. What decks do you need? Probably just one, really. But that's, again, we've kind of discussed this. We're getting into another into a rabbit hole here. So anyways, so yeah, I went through the decks that I was like, okay, yeah, this is really only for a few of them, for a few limited people here, of decks that I was like, yeah, very few people will get this deck or want to reach for this deck or work with this deck. I think one of them was, let's see. Well, we're gonna go through it. We're gonna go through it. One of them, the first one that always comes to mind, and I will be stepping back to get this deck. I'll be rolling back. I'm like, you see my legs? Take screenshots, everyone. I'm like, let me see here. Where'd it go? What happened to the sun? Oh, here we go. Two right here. I'm like, there's two right here. I'm like, we'll start with these two right here. There we go. I'm back. Okay, so the first one is the Tarot of the Crone. This is one I do not want to let go of because it's something that I really want to work with, but also it's quite intimidating. It's like very like I would say Baba Yaga, but I'm not fully familiar with the tale. I got an idea. It's kind of similar to Hansel and Gretel, but not really. But I would say more Hansel and Gretel, like the witch in, rather, I should say, the Gretel and Hansel movie that came out like, I don't know when, like 2019? No, it was probably, I don't know, but it was much more modern. It was with the girl from, with the girl that played in the It remake. She did it was a good movie. Loved that movie. Loved it. And I feel like it's but obviously it's focused on the crone energy. We tend to get a lot of like maiden and mother themes in a lot of decks that people do. So yeah, I should actually link the video. I pulled up the video, but I didn't actually link it. So yeah, it's rather not so much esoteric so much as maybe unapproachable. But once I approach it, I think I'll be able to get it, and I think I'll be able to work with it. But I'm not sure how the space of the crone would work with someone like me, if that makes sense. But again, the imagery is quite interesting to me. It's like perfectly edgy, or like the art style is very I hate to say primitive because that sounds insulting, but it's really not. It's more like primordial almost. But anyway, so here's the let me actually share the video here. So this is the video that for the esoteric decks tag. So yeah. The next one is the Abstract Futures Tarot. And there's another one that's very similar to this. And I feel like you really have to have a right mindset for this deck to show up. What am I saying? To make sense of this deck, or not to make sense of it so much as to just read it, to read the images on here, to really like break free your mind of what it is. Let me see if I can get this in camera. This is the High Priestess? No, this is the Chariot. You see, already, I'm like, yeah, already off. But some of them kind of make sense. Like this is the Nine of Cups. So it's very pippish, but not like pippish in the sense that you're gonna expect the pattern that you expect from like Marseille or something like that. Here we have the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. Oh, trying to, I guess not. Oh, this is the title card, the Ace of Cups, the cover card. Death, this square with these little teeth. I like to see them as teeth right there. And then the little half sun rising. Hello, Darcy Rosner. It's been a minute. And then here we have the Two of Swords. Oh no, Two of Wands. You see, that's one thing I don't like about this deck is that the wands look like swords. And then let me see what the swords look like. I'm like, what do the swords look like? Come on, swords. Where'd you go? And of course I don't see any swords. Are there like no swords in this deck? And I just like gaslit myself. Here we go. Yeah, and then here's the swords. So yeah. Peekaboo Rose. Yeah, that wouldn't work for me. I'm like, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. I'm like, let me go close the door. I'm like, my parents are back. So yeah, let's see. Anyways, the next one, and this is the deck that I use for like single card pulls. Like today I got the Justice card, and that is from the Tarot as Color, and I think it's for the same reason. Very abstract here. The Ithel Colhun Tarot as Color. So yeah, so the last one I just showed, Darcy, is the Abstract Futures Tarot by Hilma's Ghost, which is like an artist collective, I believe is what that's the correct term. I could be wrong. But yeah, that's like about like it's like 3 artists that work together to make this deck. So yeah. Then the next one. So yeah. So anyways, back to the Ithel Colhun. I think many people who have been on my live streams have seen this. Is the Justice card. Oh, my niece and nephew are here. So yeah, I'd say esoteric decks, but I really shouldn't show esoteric decks because it's a tag for Natalia's video, a VR to Natalia's video, impromptu VR. So yeah, that's just one of them. I should show more of it. I didn't show more cards, but it's literally just showing the color correspondences for the Golden Dawn. Lighting here is terrible for this, but I'm like, so again, very abstract. Me and Lady Knight of Avalon were looking at these cards, and we were like, I kind of see this thing going on here. Very much like a Rorschach, the inkblot tests. It's very similar to that. And we're like, we see kind of like this. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. I'm like, yeah. Like, I think, yeah, in this one, like I saw like a vulture right here. And like women on these figures right here, even though it's not like at all like the point of it. But anyways, I've been pulling the cards from this deck, and like I found that this deck, and I shouldn't really use this deck, but I'm just like maybe saying like for other people it probably won't be for everyone because of how this one is. But I found that this one reads very traditional Rider-Waite Smith Golden Dawn meanings. Like the meanings of the cards seem to be very pertinent to what is being pulled at the time. So like for example, the past week, the cards that I was pulling, like the week or so, that the cards I was pulling were all earth cards. Like I got the 8 and the 10 of discs, I got the Queen of discs, I got the World, all very earth based, correspondence decks. And what I've been doing for the past week was uh carving, not carving, sanding down and polishing these stones that I got. So I've been like using a grinder, right? Is that the right term? My brain goes to something else when I say that, um yeah, and sandpaper, and like my hands have been like really dirty, and like using water to wet everything so it doesn't cause a bunch of powder of the dust of the crystals and stones and all that. And so yes, you have it right. Yes, okay, good. um and so kind of steeped in earthwork probably, but now it's kind of switching over. I got the Magician, I believe, the day before or yesterday maybe, and then today, oh, it's me taking down the card, even though I showed you Justice. I got Justice uh today. And so yeah, so it seems kind of there's a little bit of a shift going on maybe, but hopefully I finish those rock polishing things. But that's the most there. What else? There's something else that was like rock focused. Oh, all right, another thing that's been crystal focused. I was like, when I pulled one of the cards, or I dropped something, or I was picking something up, and I had my selenite sphere on my desk, and it fell and it broke. So yeah, let me carefully. Oh, no, not very carefully. The shards can splinter, I believe. It's very dangerous. I think it's almost like fiberglass, I believe. We're gonna be very careful. But yeah, my selenite broke, so there's like chunks of selenite and little fibers here, or little shards of fiberglass all over. I can't even pick it up because they're so fine, so I'm gonna have to use a brush or something to little something to vacuum it up. Yeah, easily shot. Yeah, and it's stayed with me for quite some time without any breakage or damage or anything like that. So yeah, so I got it when I had, what was it? I don't know what card it was that I got, but it was again, something happened that I thought, and I was like, oh, very poignant. Like maybe it was the World. I feel like Saturn, maybe. No. So yeah, anyways, and then the next deck that I was thinking of that is also for only a select few to get is the one that I really really like, and it's only because I don't uh really get the mythology yet, and that's the Yohwali Hecatl. I probably butchered that. Hi, you visit me, now I visit you. Hello, Natalia. Yeah, uh, the Yohwali Hecatl, and yeah, it's based on Mexica mythology, or Aztec, but it's like Mexica because it's like saying Aztec kind of generalizes it, and it's like more, it's more diverse than that. But anyways, it's yeah, it's very much. I wish it went a little bit farther rather than just resting on Rider-Waite Smith. But hopefully, yeah, not Mayan. That's where there's kind of quite a big distinction there. I'm trying to remember what's the difference between the Mayan and the Aztecs, I believe, because it's like there's Olmec, which is like kind of like what predates both of them, and then the Mayan and the Aztecs kind of split it off from that, and they be kind of a little bit different. Not Incan, not Incan. No, not Inca. No, 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 no. If there is any Incan connections in this deck, it's not. I haven't, no, because I read through the book once, and but I still kind of feel like I have to refresh my memory on it. Really memorize the stories that are and pertinent to the gods and goddesses in this. So yeah, but it is very Rider-Waite Smith, and it's like you can kind of read it, but there's certain cards change. Like here's the King of Cups. And he is Tlaloc. I believe that's how you pronounce that. I probably butchered. A lot of people comment like, you pronounce it like this, and I'm like, I like to enunciate every consonant on there. I'm sorry. Do you know? Oh yeah, you do. Why? And so I was reading this. I used this deck for a reading that I was supposed to do with Lady Night of Avalon for one of the Kabbalistic things that we were studying, and I found that it was what was written there. I was like, wait a minute, this is very like in line with what John Michael Greer wrote on this. But anyways, you're like, yeah, it does. It's really harsh. I'm like, maybe I'll lower it a bit. I'm gonna lower it one more. I'm gonna lower the brightness there. You're gonna see. Maybe it's how I have my camera. We'll see. It's impromptu, okay? Yeah. Yummy, yummy bacteria. What is that? So anyways, I'm like, you look yellow. I'm like, it's the yellow lighting. If I switch the lighting, it looks weird. Look at that. I don't like that either. Well, maybe that looks better. Jaundiced. Stop. It's sepia. Are you trying to be Jesus again? No, I need to get a haircut. And that's too blue. What it is that one of the lights make my lips look purple, like I'm like not oxygenated enough. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's the shirt, maybe it's the background and the camera trying to color correct. I don't know. I need a reading. Well, there's no readings tonight. I'm not in a reading. No, why? I will it's you doing the 1 2 3 4. I'm like already, and then by why. Anyways, moving on. What was I gonna say? What was the next part? Right. So yeah, this is, we'll say, pre-Columbian Central American mythology, if that makes sense, to be very precise and specific. Let me lower this. I think that might be better. Yeah, that glare is really bad. That is terrible. Very sorry for that. And it's one of the best books that I got to kind of give me a good grasp on it so far. It was one that the creator always recommends. The creator of this deck, I believe his name is Felix Theon, but he also has a native name, if that's the correct term. This is his name that he goes by that made this deck. If it'll show, yeah, Chicome it's Squintly Amatlapantli. That's probably very bad. So yeah. Oh look, ads will run shortly for some viewers. I don't know what that means, but I'm like, I guess we're now gonna do ads for some people. We're gonna try it out. Do you have an expensive deck you regret buying? I actually do. And it's Baba Studio. They kind of dropped the ball a bit here. Let me get it. Oh, here I go. Here we go. Let's see. Where's she at? Here we go. Baba is still doing decks. They actually just dropped the pre-order for the new Bohemian Gothic tarot. Oh, there's an ad going on. If you guys see an ad, sorry. uh, yeah, but they are gonna stop doing tarot. Yeah, what's the ad like? Can you guys see it? What's it? What does that look like? Can you guys skip it? I'm like, I hope. I don't know. I'm like, who all is getting an ad? I'm like, I think Natalia isn't getting an ad. Sorry, Darcy. I'm like, yeah, you might have to go back a little and play it. Yeah, I'll turn that off. I saw it. I'm like, I'm gonna put it on. I'll probably do it for the live readings. No, that'll be terrible. No, I'm not gonna turn that on. Maybe when I get way more viewers and my subscribers, then yeah. Yeah, that's very weird, but it's a new thing for that. So anyways, yeah, I haven't shown it yet, but it's the Fantastic Menagerie tarot. First of all, like it was like, how much was it? I'd have to check the receipt, but I want to say it was like $80 around there, maybe more. And yeah, here's the box. And I haven't used, and this is a new printing. This came out in 2020. So it's not super, it's old, but I haven't really touched it. Because I'm like, well, the more I touch it, the more this gold is gonna get worn out, as you can see in the top corner there. And then where else is it? And then the M right there, you can kind of see it there, kind of getting rubbed out there on the M. And then yeah, but the what is that? I have it's in the first and the second. Yeah. It's more the production quality that disappointed me. The deck is very flimsy. And when I got it, this is what I don't know if it'll show up on camera. But the sides got like chipped and like scraped like on the first shuffle. It's not super bad. It's not like falling apart, but I'm like, this is Baba Studios. I'm coming to you for like the highest quality here. You see right there? That was like shuffle number 1 or 2 that happened to. Wow, I would have never thought it's your deck style. My head went into psychoanalysis corner, and you're lying on the couch. I'm like, it's a neat looking deck. It's actually very quirky. It's very weird. It's an art style that hasn't been used, like it's rarely used or appreciated. And I mean, come on, look at that. Who's drawing that these days? Of course, they're like, it's pre-existing art, but still. So yeah, image wise, it's a pretty good, like interesting deck. I haven't read with it though, and I think it will be for sure one that I might move along in the future. So yeah, it's weird, out of print. I'm probably going for hundreds of dollars now on eBay, but I'm like, honestly, I'm like, really, Baba? I expected higher quality, because like my Victorian Romantic second edition, it came out in 2012. I bought it used, I believe, and I have Cavendish big eyes, so trust me, zero judgment. I'm like, it's so. How can I say this? It's like, well, yeah, my second edition Victorian Romantic, much higher quality, just not good. It's just not good. It's not that the quality went down on this, I feel. And I think it's because they did some last minute printer changes, I believe, at this time, and it just wasn't good. The subsequent printings of like the Victorian Romantic 4th edition and the Mythical Creatures, well, Mythical Creatures came out first. But yeah, this was not it. And then the Victorian Romantic, then Victorian Romantic fourth edition, I got the extra large version, and that the large one that I got, that didn't really have much of the metallic gilding that they have on there. Yeah, Granville art. There we go. Yeah, yeah. So like here you can see if my camera will focus. So here, as you can see, oh no, you really can't. Let me see if I can. There it is. That metallic details there was like on like maybe like 30 cards. I'm just kidding. That might be an exaggeration. I need to count how many it was, but it was definitely like a good amount of cards had like no gilding at all. And they even knew this with some of the cards. They're like, we'll send replacement cards because it seemed like quite a few of the copies of the print run of that extra large deck didn't have um good cold press stamping, cold stamping, that's what it's called, of for the metallics on there. And so they sent out replacement cards with the large edition, and it just wasn't no. I'm like, it's very unfortunate that that's what the quality of their product has become, and especially for a deck that's like in the hundreds. uh and so I wanted a replacement copy or replacement cards, and they didn't give me one. I was like, I'll return this copy to you guys if you guys can give me that, or maybe give me the replacement cards. And they're like, we can just give you a refund. And I'm like, I'd prefer the deck, but fine. So be prepared for a Victorian Romantic fourth edition slight seconds going up for sale on their website. Probably I predict probably this Christmas, maybe, or maybe next year sometime. They'll be like, oh, we just found some. I'm like, no, or those are the ones that people return because the quality was not up to par. My hair looks crazy. I hate it. Anyways, yeah, so did I, Darcy. I pre-ordered the new Bohemian Gothic. Yeah. It's some of the changes are choices, but it's a Bohemian Gothic. Bohemian Gothic is one that I feel like I really wasn't appealed to like Victorian Romantic. And it's one that like once I got it and I started reading with it, I'm like, oh, this is fun. It's the Bohemian Gothic is really good. Um so yeah, anyways, moving on, let's see. So yeah, that's like the only one that I can think of that I paid a lot of money for that I was disappointed in. um the This one right here, just because of the quality. And yeah, um so yeah, I'm like, not, yeah, it's really not good for their reputation. I'm not sure if other people had issues like this to their deck, but I mean, honestly, it's a Baba deck, so I'm pretty sure maybe that might have probably uh changed their opinion on it. But for the most part, I'm like, this is quite it's quite mm. Maybe they should have stuck with the Chinese printers. I said what I said. Let me get another deck. I'm gonna get one of those automatic ones. So yeah, another one. This no. I'm like, this is a mine one. I'm like, no, I'm not sure. It says it's mine, but it's culturally appropriative. I just got it because it's like weird, and it's like a weird deck that not a lot of people talk about. This is the uh Le Taros Mayas. I believe it's French, so let me try that again. Le Tarot Maya. Is that right? French speakers, is that right? By Laura Twan. I don't know who the artist is. Maybe it says it here. It doesn't say. Uh, Yeah, it just says Laura Swan. So I don't think she's the artist because she wrote quite a bit for other decks as well. I'll buy everything they make until they are done. They want out. Yeah, they're done. They're I believe 2025 is the last year they're going to make decks. So I think they're just going to do Bohemian Cats and what's the other one? We just want the fairy tale tarot reprinted. Uh, what is? Wait, what does he mean? None of the pajama shirts are clean. I'm like, all his shirts should be clean, anyways. Hello, V Fur. So, anyways, let's look at this one. So, this is a pretty big deck. It's 90 some cards, 92 cards. There's no court cards. There's a lot of majors. If it'll show. So yeah, and 4 suits, of course, but like it goes up to number 14, maybe 13. I can't remember. I'm doing good, VFur. How are you? So yeah, I might just use like these cards, not so much like the pip cards. Like these. I might use these as like an oracle of some sort or like a majors only. But at that point, I might just get a more genuine deck, a more not culturally appropriative deck, like the Jade Oracle. But yeah, and it comes it came with like really sharp corners, so I corner rounded them uh earlier, like a few days ago. But yeah, and it's the cardstock is very very papery. It's like Il Maneggello type cardstock with very papery finish. How is that for ASMR? So yeah, and here's the backs. So it's like the Mayan tarot. It's like it's a French deck. The guidebook comes. It comes with a pretty thick guidebook, thin though, but with quite a bit written on there. But it's French. I'm like, it's a good thing I have a French boyfriend. Well, he's not French, but he can speak French. And so yeah, so whether to call this like a proper Mayan deck, I'm not sure. I'd have to do the research in it. Because it's like with most decks, the cultural appropriation and the lack of proper knowledge and respect to the culture by tarot decks to any Native American culture is very lacking. A lot of people just use it as like shamanism and shamanistic, and it's like, no. Shamanic doesn't necessarily mean Native American, and I think a lot of people think that too. But that's another thing. That's a different topic. Anyways, but yeah, this is one of them. It's just weird. It's really weird. Let's see. What's another one? Hmm. Here's one, and maybe this one too. We're gonna use these here. So yeah, this is the Henry. Yes, this is the Henry deck by the creator of Ocean Dry by Colin Campbell. I don't know. I'm like, yeah. But this is the Henry deck, which is essentially the colored in and repurposed Rudolph deck. Which I don't know if he's gonna print these. I hope he does. I really like these. I really like this deck, but it's like, again, it's like a personal journal by this kid named Henry, who found this deck and is not locked, but he's like trapped inside a house because of some disease that he has. So he's like one of those, he's like a bubble boy, essentially. And so like you get like these little bits and pieces here every day. Yeah, like little pieces of like his journal here. if it'll focus. No, it won't focus, of course, because it hates me. So yeah, like here it says, Dad grounded me. I punched a hole in the wall. I just wanted to hear the music better. The drain, to drain some of the water out, but there wasn't any water and there wasn't any music, just drywall and dust. Um, so like there's probably like aliens going on in this story. It's a very interesting little deck here, and this is the Emperor card. So there's like layers to this deck, and it's very, very unique. I like the minimalism of the Rudolph deck though, which I hope to get it one day. So this is the Henry deck. I'm not sure if it's available just yet because Colin just barely like last year made the Ocean Dry available. So yeah, this is the Henry J. Skyton Memorial Tarot. It's giving the in the story Henry probably died. But yeah, let me see if it'll show here. Yeah. Yeah. And here's the other side of the box. Is it mirrored for you guys? It's mirrored for me, so it looks very weird. So it says here, in the dark with all those lights, who knows? Maybe I'll be music by morning. So yeah. No, it's fine. Okay, good. But yeah, I like the size. It's very slim. It's very thin. It's again, Colin coming through with like another groundbreaking, like never before seen deck. But I believe this is an esoteric deck. But it's also esoteric in the sense that not a lot of people have it. I was able to get it through a trade for the Yokai Tarot that I had. And I was like, I'm not using it. He wants it. I'll be like, sure, we'll make a trade, I think it was the Yokai Tarot, and I sent off like another mini deck as well. I think maybe one more. I could be wrong. I can't remember. But yeah, let me see the other one here. Where is Ocean Dry here? We got to look through here too. Where's she at? Where'd I put it? Oh, is that it? Right there? I don't think so. This might be an Oracle deck, or no, this is probably that's the Arthurian Tarot. So it's not that one. It's not in this drawer here. Yeah, no. Like maybe this one too. And another one would be probably where was it? I saw it right now. Yeah, this one here. You see, that's how I dropped the crystal, probably. There we go. I'm getting all the decks. It's going to be a lot for me to put down. I wonder what your deck's total. It's probably in the hundreds, I'm sure. I haven't counted. I'll count them later. But I mean, for them to only fit in these three little tubs here, three drawers here, these two shelves, that shelf, and then there's like a few in like these little mini drawer system here that I have. It's not a lot, trust. Like that far back shelf, like those are all like huge decks, so it's like a lot of space is taken up there. I'm trying to justify. This is Oracle and decks, but I don't know the Oracle. I haven't counted them. I need to keep track of them. So organization methodology, all the bags are in these little areas right here that I was just in right now looking for. So all of these are like in those right now. And then all the boxes, all the boxed decks are in the shelves and all that. And like the historical ones and like the smaller ones, different ones are in these little drawers here. I wish I had more of these little drawer systems. I wish I could show you, but I'm like one day maybe. I have a whole room. It's bad. Oh, as long as you can manage it, as long as you're aware of what you have, I don't think it's bad. But anyways, the next one is the materia prima. I think chemists might like this one, but I don't think chemists really would go for something like this. But I feel like you'd have to have a chemistry background to really fully enjoy this deck, which is why I like got these two books here real quick. So I got, and these were the books that they referenced quite a bit, and I feel like that's not necessarily the way to go about this. These are because these use like pretty modern stories, because the discovery of these elements are pretty modern for the most part. I feel, because again, alchemy and chemistry quite similar but not exact. Like back then people called like any blue stone a sapphire, and really it was just like probably like blue topaz or something. Anyways, the Breaking Bad Oracle. No, no, no. So, anyways, so yeah, The Disappearing Spoon was one of the books that they referenced just because of the stories behind it. I was actually listening to the uh, Table of Elements podcast, and it talks about a lot of the same stories in these books here. Here we have another one, Periodic Tales, A Cultural History of the Elements from Arsenic to Zinc, by Hugh Aldersey Williams. And then there was another book that I've been eyeing, but I never got. That was the what's it called? The chemistry and the tarot, or tarot and chemistry, or the chemistry of tarot, something like that. I always saw on, yeah, it's on Barnes and Noble and Amazon. So that's another one that was more focused on tarot rather than an oracle of like this. But I really would like to work with this deck. But I'd have to look up like different chemical compounds and solutions and all that and how we use them to get today very integral element, like compounds and whatnot. Is that even right? It's been so long. I did not do well in chemistry. I did not have a good chemistry teacher. So yeah. So y'all seen this is by Usi, the Materia Prima. So yeah, this is one of those. But I do find that it actually, like the tarot as color, it seems to be quite intuitive, but I don't want to read it like that. I like to know everything about the element before I dive into it, so that I have more to go off of to know how it works with that. So yeah. I hated chemistry. What I couldn't wrap my head around on chemistry was like the atomic equations that they had us do. Like there was quite a few in there that I was like, what? How do you do this problem? Like like how do you do the math? You're supposed to use the math, and the math should be very easy, right? No, the math was not easy, or I just didn't have a good teacher. I believe I didn't have a good teacher. But anyways, so yeah, this is the books for Darcy to screenshot. This is Periodic Tales. And then this is The Disappearing Spoon by Sam Keen. And Sam Keen actually wrote quite a few different books on different sciences. So this is one on elements. I believe he had one called The Fiddler's Thumb or Finger or something like that. And that's like about anatomy and the body parts. And then there's probably one more. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, so I'm like, I got these two, and I've been listening to that podcast to try and get a grasp on the elements, but I have to look again, because I think the point of these cards is to pull multiples. So if you get 3 of them, well, you can look up that. So if you get sodium and chlorine, that means you got salt, or if you get like, what is it that makes brass? Is it tin and copper? Right? Or no? I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, what is it? What makes brass? Because I got this new necklace. I got this new chain. Let me show you. I'm like, it's a normal chain at first, but the clasp on it I'm like, let me do the influencer. I'm an influencer. I don't know if you can see that. It's a snake. Snakeity snake. Biting its own tail. So anyways. So I was like, let me put that on. I like it now. I'm like, I'm gonna wear it for when I go live and talk tarot, do readings. But yeah, anyways. Um the next deck that I think was very esoteric, but it's one of the first decks I had, and that's the Wildwood Tarot. I haven't read this deck. It may have to be moved along because I haven't used it for so long, but I like it. I like it because it's like nature focused. Copper and zinc. Thank you. Thanks, Evan. And so we have a very unique tarot system. It's not Rider-Waite-Smith at all. And so yeah, like again, like decision. That's not a Two of Wands type of thing. It'd be more like options rather than decision. The eel for the Knight of what is that? Vessels, yeah. I'm like, I hope it doesn't. Yeah. Here we have the Ten of Wands. This is responsibility rather than like oppression in the traditional Golden Dawn. But it is very similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith. So there's a few exceptions, I know. Again, getting a lot of court cards. As much as I like court cards, come on. And again, the majors also very, very different. Who's this hobo? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, who's this clown? Well, it's Bozo the Clown. You need the mental asylum. I'm like, I should. I really do. A nice little break from everything, honestly. That's what I feel like it would be. So yeah, what is this? The abundance for what is this? The Six of Bows, the Six of Wands. Again, not a very traditional where you get like victory. It's still like a positive card, but it's not like victorious like you see in like in the Rider-Waite-Smith. So yeah, you have the Seven of Bows clearance. Again, it's different. And not unapproachable. It's actually the deck I did. Like, I'm like, maybe. What's it to you? Can you be a mime, Bozo the Clown? I'm like, oh no, I dropped the cards. Let me see what the cards say. You got 3, Bozo. Right when I asked that question, can Bozo be a mime? Bozo got you got, oh well, look at that. The cards that we were just looking at. We got clearance and the Queen of, what is this? Arrows? Yeah, very deceptive. It's full of water, but no, it's arrows. And the Great Bear. I'm like, I'm gonna take heed of the clearance one, I believe. Let's see here. Well, I don't know. Should we keep him? He's kind of quite funny, but the clown picture is pretty creepy. I'm like, Darcy, Darcy, what do you think you can do? I'm like, are you playing Yu-Gi-Oh? I should. I'm like, I haven't had a Yu-Gi-Oh deck in decades. I'm like, Pretty Bossy asks, can you tell me about a Libra man? It's stressing me out. You shouldn't really be stressing about a Libra. They're pretty chill. If you're stressing about it, that's something you gotta work on, baby. I'm on the side of the Libra. I don't even know the context. I'm like, no, they're not Pokemon either, but I should get some of those. I should start collecting those. So yeah, anyways. Anyways, thank you, Darcy. So yeah, anyways, the next deck that I think is pretty, again, kind of similar to uh oh, I got an ad. You pick a side fast. I know. I don't even know any of the things. I'm like, I didn't even catch that. They should really do a little bigger pop-up of that. So yeah, let's see. Not the ads. Yeah, next live stream, I'm not gonna do an ad, but it seems to be every 30 minutes an ad pops up. So yeah, anyways. And we already at an hour, so I think we'll do these last two decks, maybe, and then yeah, we'll call it a night on that for the esoteric deck tag. But anyways, so the next one that I think is it was an app about classical music. I'm like, don't expose yourself. But the Terra Avatara is the next one, and I feel like it's very focused on. Gosh, there's so much to it. It is Thoth and Golden Dawn rooted, but yet, however, comma, um, oh, you're doing esoteric decks. Yeah. I haven't used it much because it seems, again, like Tarot of the Crown, kind of unapproachable. I'm not very familiar with Frida Kahlo's life as much as I feel like I should be. Uh yeah, you see, I'm like, I thought Natalia would keep this deck, but she just gifted it. Apparently the Bonefire came out in a new edition. And she just did another printing of the what's it called? The Oracle, what Oracle? I don't know. I can't remember. The one Oracle that she did. The Weird of Sarah Howard. There we go. So yeah, I'm like, I read with it a few times. I just don't reach for it as much as I should. And I really do need to sit down. What it is I want to read the guidebook first. And the guidebook is like a personal diary of Avatara. Thank you, Seaside Tarot. Yeah. So yeah, it's not something you see quite a bit in the day to day, and I feel like if you're a huge Frida Kahlo fan, maybe you'll appreciate this a little more. But yeah, it's too busy for me. But I adore Frida. Yeah, same here. So I'm like, I'd probably keep it just for Frida, but I would like to try and be able to read with it. Um, and the guidebook is like really in depth and really well written, like something you don't really see quite a bit. It's the Tarot Avatar guidebook and the Dust to Onyx guidebook are really, really good tarot guidebooks for the decks that they come with. But it's just once I read that guidebook, I feel like I might. We'll see if it stays as esoteric tarot or not. The last one, because this has already gone for an hour and I don't want to risk putting you guys through another ad, is the Ocean Dry Tarot. So yeah, this is by another one by Colin, same creator of the Henry deck. And again, this is the one that put him on the map that everybody wanted, all the girlies wanted. I wanted. I was like, and very few people got copies of it. I was like, oh, he was going to do a Kickstarter. Now it's on GameCrafter. GameCrafter? Yes, it's on GameCrafter. So yeah, its use of color and all that is, it's like, yeah, it's one I haven't read with because I'm not very used to the changes that he made to the majors. Because I'm like, let's see, let me get some majors out here. They're going to be out of order to the system that it's based on, but I'm like, it's just because tarot is so numerology focused that I feel like it can't, like it doesn't, it's it's really like hurting my brain to try and like attach the number value to that. So this is 3 and this is the Fool. Lovers is 4. It looks like 6. Oh, yeah. 7 for the magician, which I like. Like I like that. Like 7 is such a magical number for the magician. Also, that makes sense. But like in terms of like what I know of like numerology, also like it's also not what I'm used to. So here we have. You could not read this deck. You had a copy of this deck, or are you just saying you couldn't? So this is Temperance, which is 17. Yeah, it's like the art is very abstract. On top of it being the numbers being all switched around. Maybe after a bottle of wine. But I mean like this deck really put into like the concept of what the anatomy of a tarot card. Um uh where you have where it's like, oh yeah, essentially what's changed here, or what could be changed to make a to play around with, is image, which is what most people play with, but then you also have name or title, which a few people have, like Crowley changing strength to lust, or making strength to lust. um and but what nobody has really ever done, except for maybe in the 1500s, uh was was the numbers. The numbers stayed pretty much the same of what we got with the Marseille, the Noble, and then that stayed until the Rider Waite Smith changed justice and strength. But other than that, there really hasn't been anything this drastic in terms of the change in numbers. And how that reads, I'm like, I really have to like dive deep into it. You to hide, you use hide user on this channel, Darcy. Yeah, I like when they change the anatomy. Why not? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And sometimes they'll add cards or remove cards, and usually they'll add cards outside of the sequence of the tarot, but they never add anything like inside. Like they never put anything between like Death and Temperance, or like, the Emperor and the Empress. They never put anything between those to try and like do something different with the oh, I'm like, no, no, no. You did the wrong person, Darcy. Sorry, Natalia. I'm like, yeah, I didn't even make her a moderator. That's what it is. Hmm. Can review and remove chat messages and hide and put users in timeout. I'm gonna put this save. I should do that. I'm like, yeah, let me see. There we go. I'm like, there. I'm like, I shouldn't have to be doing this. But thank you, Darcy. You're a big help though. I'm like, are you there? Are you there, Natalia? You should be unblocked, and you should be there. Thinks he was rude. He wasn't rude. I mean, he was a clown. So I'm like, he wasn't saying anything offensive, and he wasn't being annoying. Yeah. Yeah, no. He wasn't being, well, he was being annoying, but he wasn't being like, I hope I don't summon them with this. Uh I'm like, it's all right, Darcy. I'm like, I was accidentally hidden or blocked by the Truth and Story uh way back when live streams were first going on. So yeah, I was trying to kill a clown, not you. This is why you don't go after a clown. Yeah, okay, good. So yeah, it's something interesting to play with. Like I guess in terms of like what really changed things was like Ithal Colquhoun and Abstract Futures both kind of like mess with tarot imagery and what's really being depicted in a tarot card on the cards to represent what we usually see, along with Marielle, I guess. But Marielle also kind of changes the system in a bit, at least with the minors. But for the most part, it's pretty traditional. I guess it's like so traditional that like it looks unrecognizable to many people who are used to the Rider Waite Smith or yeah, the Golden Dawn. Um, and then you have I'm like, I'm not. Wait, no, there is one. I'm like, which one that keeps the numbers and the images kind of similar, but changes the names? And I'm like, oh yeah, I believe it's called the Ethereal Tarot. I believe it's called. It's by the same creator of the True Black Tarot, and it's in production right now. They're drawing the cards right now, and I backed it on Kickstarter. So yeah. Let's see. Can you read color tarot? I can. I have and I can, and it seems very like it seems to stick to like it likes to it likes to stick to the Golden Dawn meanings. Like I think maybe it's the titles or something about it somehow, you know, reads about it. So like let me see here. Yeah, Dreams of Gaia is another one that really changed things. That like not only like added new things, but also divided the archetypes into different expressions, into more exact expressions. Uh, so yeah, let's see. I have to think too hard when creators do that. Well, I'm like, I don't think that's. I hope that's not a complaint. Okay, yeah, that's a better. Yeah, I'm like, I'm too old for that. I'm like, well, it keeps you on your toes, you know. Um, I think. So yeah, let's see. Oh, by the way, Darcy, you emailed me like a month ago back or something like that, like a little while back, and I kept meaning to reply, and it would be like, "I'm still here," and I'm like, but yeah. So anyway, so here we go. The Seven of Wands. I like somehow like I go into like keyword mode with this deck maybe, but when I read with it for questions and answers, it really does seem to like to answer with the Golden Dawn meanings, like valor, standing your ground, not really giving into what the influence of others, a bit rebellious as well. That's what I get here. What is it? The Lord of Valor here. And it's like you really got to stop and like pause and like what shape do you see the blots in, or like the rings around in this card here. Tarot of the Holy Light is another one. I'm getting a good grasp and understanding what she's depicting, but some of them are pretty like just a little like a little to the left or to the right of the meanings of the Golden Dawn. But for the most part, it's actually not super super different. But those slight changes just make a lot of difference when it comes to reading it. But too much learning. I'm like, well, that's the thing. It's like I think it's not. Yeah, I like Journey into Egypt. It's again one I can grasp because the guidebook is so good and pretty clear in what's being depicted. But in terms of like the correspondences there, that's like where it gets a little. I'm like, that's where my brain's trying to work with it, you know. Um, let's see. I'm trying to learn the deck with the fifth suit. There's quite a few. Oh, yeah, there's quite a few. There's the Tarot Volatile, there's the Fifth Tarot, and there's the Deva Tarot. All those are three that have like five suits. And I'm like, yeah, Volatile, yeah, that's a popular one. Yeah. If you want to get a good grasp on that last suit, that what was it, the Vessels suit, I can't help but recommend. Let me get it right now. I'll be right back. They do have a book. The book just came out, but I think if you really want to understand those images, it's this. The vessel suit is purely this here, from what I got. I thought the book was out now, or is it for pre-order? Like, you're gonna see that this is what one of the cards is in the vessel suit. And it's pretty much a bunch of alchemical imagery in that vessel suit. And yeah, so let me see. I have the deck, not the one. Okay, it's on pre-order. Okay, so they're done. It's hopefully coming soon. Let me see. Where did I put? Do I still have it? I should still have it. Where are you at? Of course, it's at the very bottom of the stack of the cards. Come here. There we go. Hello, Igor C. So yeah, I do have it. I believe this is the... I don't know what edition this is, but this is when it was still in a tuck box. It's so beautiful. Why would you not have it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I just got into a mood and I just moved it along randomly. Let me see if I can find some of the vessel cards here. Okay, here's one. I want to find quite a few other ones. Yeah, here's the knight. Yeah, here's the, what is that? The 4, 3, 4, 5 of vessels. And then let me find one more just to show. Okay, yeah, there's 2 more. So yeah. So let's see. Okay, so this one I don't think is in the Splendor Solace. But we see this is a figure of Jesus taking a bath. It's the material soaking or dissolving or being boiled. I believe it's one of the alchemical processes. So yeah, and you see, what is it? The man, the woman, and the child there tending to the fire, and you see a little dragon there. And I believe the dragon could be ego or something. So they're not using the fire of the dragon. They're using a different type of fire. They're using the fire of air. Anyways, wow, was I just like interpreting the card without the guide? Anyways, it's not a new system. The for the most part, the whole major part of the deck, like the majors and the 4 suits, the wands, cups, swords, pentacles, that is pretty Rider-Waite-Smith traditional and there's options there, but the vessel suit is very alchemical. I don't think that image of the guy in the bathtub is in this deck. If I can find it. I don't think so, at least. It shouldn't be. Because I don't remember seeing it in this book, at least. Oh yeah, it is. Here he is. And this is The Boiled Philosopher Rejuvenated. So they do a little bit of changes with it, but for the most part, it's pretty similar. Why do you think only that? Oh, that's true. I shouldn't think that only that, but this is explicitly alchemical imagery based on the Splendor Solace alchemical text. So here we have the tree. And with the guy climbing a ladder on it, and this one is plate. Which one's that one? Here we go. The alchemical tree with golden bows. So I'm saying this is more explicitly alchemical rather than like sidewink alchemical, like the Rider-Waite-Smith. The Rider-Waite-Smith, I think, is very alchemical. I'm not sure why. Well, I mean, they are processes, like they are things to do to the material that you're doing with in alchemy. So yeah. So this is the Splendor Solace. I highly recommend this more than the tarot deck. If you would like the tarot deck, I could send it to you. or sell it, send it. Yeah. But yeah. And then here we have a very graphic card. Here we have the five of cup, the five, not the five of cups, the five of vessels. If it'll focus. There we go. So you see this dismembered corpse here and a golden head. And so that is a symbol of the process called separation or separatio. I believe that's how you pronounce that. And here it is. Yeah. The dismembered body with a golden head. Um, Separation of the four elements from the quintessence of the golden head, which is retained. So you cut off everything else and leave what is needed and take what is needed, take what is important. I'm like, so he really said, this head sparks joy for me. I'm going to take this, but everything else can be moved along. And then we have the Knight of Vessels. Now, this one's a little weird because it is the knight taking up everything, but I believe this card is the Child's Play Dexter Mary Kondo. It's the Mary Kondo Dexter card. I believe this is the Child's Play card because of all the babies playing in the foreground. But I could be wrong. Yeah, it's this one. I believe it's this one. It looks pretty similar to me, I think just because of the babies. Which is essentially to like remind us that to keep the work fun, I believe. Uh, Alchemy is like child's play. Uh, so yeah. And then we have this one, which I think they might have blended the two symbols here. Yeah. Two of the other pages here. So this one is the rotted corpse of fermentation. I'm like, well, every suit has something to teach us. This is the alchemical process that it's teaching us. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? So yeah, it's like, well, unless I'm mistaken. That's just that. I could have sworn there was like a rotting body card, unless I'm confused of the two. I guess I gaslit myself into thinking there was, but it's this card essentially. It is the angel and the dark man in the swamp. And so you see, it's just like the same image. Oh, where's my phone? Sorry about that. I have an alarm for my dog's medicine, which I'm gonna have to give her right now. So yeah. So yeah, that's what it is. So it says here, the king of earth sunk into a dank foul mud is rescued and elevated by an angel offering him a covering. This is the final redemption of the okay, so this is a term. I'm like, and like it's the blackening, but it's in Latin, so it sounds like the N-word, but it's not, which is why I kind of like the alchemical deck by Kim Cran. She changes it to melanosis. I'm like, that's better. That makes it easier. And so it says, the man's arms signify the white and the red stage, which has now been reached. I believe. Well, that's the thing that I'm like. That's a good question, Darcy. Earth, fire, water, air, and what's the fifth suit? I'm seriously asking what its purpose is. I'm like, for the most part, I'm not trying to attach. Well, at least for me, I don't see an attachment to the fifth suit because again, the majors were the fifth suit, and that was viewed as ether or the suit of spirit. So this would technically be the sixth suit. So what would be that sixth element? And it's like, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what that would be. My mind wants to go to like the Chinese suit elements with earth included. I believe they go metal, wood, fire, water, and do they do earth? Is it wind or earth that they like remove or something that they don't view? But I feel like it's those five. I'm like, wait a minute, I have the resource, I have the information there, and I can just look right now. Let me put some of these cards away. I gotta start putting these cards away because we're about to, yeah, before another ad shows up. So to me, it's more the processes of alchemy. And so when you get them in a card, it's sort of like, how does it play out, this alchemical process? How does this alchemical process play out with the other cards in the spread, or as it pertains to the question at hand? You know, metal, fire, wood, water. Did I forget water? I forgot water. Earth, yeah, and yeah, wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Yeah. I want to conquer the deck, but I've been using it without the vessels. I'm like, that's okay. I think that's kind of what they intended with this deck, for it to be customizable for oneself. You want an extra suit? There you go. We have like, and they have put in like tons and tons of alternate cards into the deck so that you can use either both of them or the one that you think works best for that. And I think the suit of vessels kind of works that way as well. But I think if you really want to get a good grasp of it, I think that Splendor Solus book is really going to help you. But I also, when it comes to alchemy in general, I always recommend these. And Terror of the Holy Light kind of touches on it as well. A lot of the alchemical images there, but the first one I really, really liked was this one. This is one I show a lot when it comes to alchemy. The Emerald Tablet by Dennis William Hawke. Which he goes through like seven of the processes. There's like many, many more. So it varies because alchemy is like quite a personal a personal journey. Each alchemist has his own set of symbols and meanings and processes, so it's really hard. There's no unified like, this is alchemy. Like, no, like most alchemists were very, it was very intimate. Oh, the book's falling on me. uh, and so Dennis William Hawke kind of like shows like meditations that you can do with each of the alchemical processes, and really shows them how it can really shows how you can work with them psychologically, but really just put it into plain English and really finally explained alchemical processes, as well as the Kim Kranz deck. That's a really good one. Oh no, another ad is coming. Let me see. Can I skip it? Skip ads. Okay, there we go. Good. Ad skipped. Okay. um I take it. I have not read The Alchemist. I haven't. I don't know if that, but like again, I'm not sure if that book is even like has much to do with alchemy itself. What I have, any media that I've read, that I've consumed that is based around alchemy, is Full Metal Alchemist, the anime, and what's it called? Um, oh my gosh, there was one more. Oh right. Oh God. Oh. Oh my gosh, my brain worked so hard it pulled out a yawn. And it was oh gosh, yeah, The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. Very much more a fantasy, action adventure type book series, with a lot of like almost like fan fiction, historical fan fiction is almost what I would call it. So yeah, Kim Kranz went to the same grad school as I did. Huge on depth psychology. Nice. I'm like, and so you haven't dethroned her yet because I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Yeah, Kim is brilliant. She is. Reading that alchemy book, that's good. I really like that alchemy deck. Um, and then this is another book. This one's I recommend this one because it's thin. And what I've read through it, it's like, okay, it's very practical. And this actually shows how you could possibly work actual alchemy, uh, and actually like do the alchemy. Oh, what was it? What else was I reading that was like actually have to do the alchemy? It might be in ceremonial magic, but I could be wrong. I don't know what book it was. But I'm like, oh yeah, actually try doing it, but doing the actual alchemical processes could be actually very, very toxic and dangerous. So make sure you wear aprons, goggles, gloves, well ventilated area, proper protection and security measures in place. It's like they like some people take it seriously, but others take it metaphorically, you know. Uh Adam McLeon is big on alchemy. I haven't heard that one. Uh, uh, yeah, so this is Practical Alchemy, A Guide to the Great Work by Brian Court Cotnoir. Cotnoir. Yeah, he's also a tarot. Oh, I'm gonna have to look. So yeah, this one actually shows. So here's the thing. So like alchemy was viewed as the terrestrial astrology almost like, so like the as above so below, so like what was going on in the stars is what reflected onto the earth. And so the processes of so like you see how the planets are related to metals and then the signs are related to processes, the alchemical processes. So like Aries was like calcination, probably not. I don't think so. But yeah, so there's like a bit of astrology in there as well. So you kind of got to be comfortable with astrology a bit uh, to get this. I haven't read most of it. Um, so yeah, but it seems thin and approachable enough for anyone to kind of pick up and be like, let me see. But I think if you want really the more metaphorical and what's going to really help and be more applicable to tarot, and working with tarot and working with alchemy in tarot is this book here. And it's a really good deep dive into the emerald tablet itself, the the themes of the emerald tablet. So yeah, he's also a tarologist. I'm like, let me see here. Let me see if this works here. Okay, good. I opened another tab. Who is this man? Adam McLean. This seems familiar. Like I think I've seen this website before. I'm like, what is this? Alchemical text. Okay. Whew. I'll have to look at this another day. Anyways, so yeah, there we go. But I really do. I think the get it here. I'm like the alchemical deck is probably way more approachable, and to get your feet wet with alchemy than this. So yeah, you should be able to right click the link, or like if you're on a mobile device, hold down on the link, and it should give you options like open another tab or something, or open in something else. I think, or open in Chrome might be. I don't know. It depends on your operating system, whether it's Android or iOS. I have Android, so I'm not sure. There we go. Igor C knows what's up. I'm like the most fancy thing that I got. The most fancy tech that I can think of and do is I don't know, Control Alt Delete, Control C, Control V. There we go. That's the most I can do. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, I think that was it. I think there might have been like way more decks that I thought like, oh yeah, this is way more. And there's probably more in there that I'm like, this is esoteric, because I think that, and I think that's what I like. Though it kind of backfires, because then it piles up a lot of decks that I like. I want to work with it, but I want to read the book first. And so yeah. 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 No. Yeah. 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 Command and click. Okay, work. Yeah. Sorry, Darcy. Yeah, it's getting late. I wanna hop off. I wanna hop off and rinse off. I feel very sweaty. So yeah. Um yeah, you can watch the replay. And then you can on like your desk on the desktop, and you should be able to see it and click on it there. Uh, rather than on the iPad. Uh, that should help. But anyways, I should work with this more. I pulled it and I got 10, and I was like, wait, what's going on here? Um, but for the most part, the other cards that I read, I was like, okay, I see this. I get that. I understand what that means. Yep. And I saw 10 and I was like, what do you mean? I want you to stay forever. I would like to as well. We can't always have a 4-hour live stream, but I don't have that much depth discussion. I will say right now, I miss Terra World being itself. Yeah, it's well, we can't have everything nice forever. But I mean, I also want to say, I'm like, I think I'll just do my tarot series soon. I'm gonna say after Memorial Day, because I got something planned for Memorial Day, not live streaming or anything. It's something with family, Memorial Day weekend. So I'm like, I want to like my brain works. It's like the focus on that thing in the future right now. After that, then I will do the video series on tarot, and just finally do it. I don't know how consistent I'll be with the videos, but I think it's time. I think it's time to just set it down and move along. My big tarot series, the working title that I wanted to call it was the Library of Keys. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to go through the imagery, the symbolism in the Marseille, the Rider-Waite-Smith, the Thoth, the Marielle, Terror of the Holy Light, and I think that's it. I think those will be the main ones, and we'll see other decks features, but those 5 will be the main ones, I think. And that's already a lot. That will give me, I think, that just on the Magician card, that will be like, and like we'll see. It'll probably take us to like 2 hours at least to go through that. I think. No, we will not. No, not majors only. I like I like a challenge, and I don't like to just do majors only. But to do the majors only, that's a feat in and of itself. And I will do the Magician and the ones, and then yeah. Ooh, nice, Igor. Like available. Like, can we have? No. Anyways, so yeah, so I hope it's not just the majors, but seeing how much that is, if I just do the majors, that's quite a feat. But I think we'll do with numerically until we get to the tens, and then we'll do the court cards and then we'll finish off with just the majors, or we'll fold in the majors, so it'll be like the Magician, 10 and 19. Yeah. Uh, soon. Okay, Igor, keep us posted. So yeah, we will, for the most part, you will see the full 78 deck. So yeah, YouTube needs fresh spots. Well, that's just it. It's not really fresh or new or anything out there. You don't have to wait for me. These books are there. What I'm doing is there. So yeah, hopefully we'll see. I don't know. What I think is I need it. I need to market it more and let people know. So yeah, and you're right. Oh, that sounded weird. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Well, you just made it weird though, Natalia. He's ripe. Well, ripe. I'm gonna call it ripe tarot now. It's fresh coming from you. I'm like, maybe we'll see. I'm like, what matters is I make my notes. I keep everything concise, and focused. Um, so yeah, so yeah, because again, there's so much. It's too much almost. But I'm excited. I'm like, I literally just have to read a few books that I have on their sections of the magician, and then and then complete it, and then finalize it, and then we're just gonna bullet point notes and be like, okay, this card, talk about this and this and this, you know, and possibly, hopefully, streamline it and make it consistent. So maybe I could be able to do the magician and the aces in one live stream. Hopefully, it's a lifetime. I'm like, no, it won't be a lifetime, I don't think. But or what do you mean by it's a lifetime? Anyways, and depending on how many people watch, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what I'll do. I'm We'll see what I do with it and if I like it, but I think I just need it out of me at this point. I'm like, I've been too stagnant on it and I need to upload it and do it, and we'll see where it goes. And hopefully this feeling carries on enough for me to finish the series. Um but like I said, I think I only have like, oh my gosh, I have at least 3 majors, but not in order. I think I have like the magician and the high priestess, and maybe some of the empress, but not a lot of it. I There's still a lot. There's a lot. It's a lot. But I'll do what I can, and I'll I'll share what I've learned, and hopefully people like it, and hopefully it's helpful to people. Uh, and yeah. Anyways, there we go. That's it for tonight. We're gonna call it a night there. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I need to go get water. I need to take a shower. I feel sweaty. So yeah. I'm like, ooh, the high priestess. Yeah, it's not a lot. I'm not fully there with the high priestess. I think I have more of the high priestess done than I do the magician, but the magician is the first one, and I think the magician is quite important. Anyways, yes, it was nice seeing you too, Tarot. I want to call you Tarot Shrink, but it's like, but also Natalia. I don't know. Anyways, thank you. Thank you. Good night, and say good night to all the men's. This is on my shirt. It's my favorite shirt now. Anyways, uh, bye everyone, and I'll see you all in the next live stream. How do I end? Oh, there it is, the end stream button. Okay. Good night. Bye everyone. Bye bye.